Alright guys, welcome to another Drive-Thru movie. Today I'm off to go pick up McIntosh and Juan. Papito! Hello there. There he is. Oh. Hello there. Seatbelt on please. We obey the law in this car.
Alright. So we're going to see what has been hailed as the scariest horror film ever.
I've seen some mighty big claims.
The exorcism of this generation. So I'm like, oh, why?
The Exorcist of this generation.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
It makes me a little nervous because to me it looks like the Babadook, and I was not a big fan of the Babadook.
See, the Babadook with me is like, was just very unmemorable.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it, and again it claimed that, oh, it was the greatest horror film in years. And I mean, I know a lot of people praise it, and they praise it for the psychological arc of it, but it was all very on the nose to me. Like, it was so clearly a representation of this woman's like descent into madness, and how much she was afraid of her son and what she might do to him and stuff, and I just didn't really. Plus the kid was annoying as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
And if you've got an annoying kid in a movie, it just ruins it.
Totally takes it right out of it.
Yeah. So when they make all these grand claims about horror films being the best horror film of all time, it makes me instantly nervous.
But then they didn't do that with A Quiet Place. One of the most surprising films I've seen this year, past couple of years. It was phenomenal. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got Toni Collette in it, and Toni Collette's absolutely outstanding.
And Gabriel Byrne.
Is Gabriel Byrne in it?
Yeah.
See, I haven't watched the trailer.
No, yeah. It does look like it has a good cast, so I am a little hopeful.
What do you reckon, man? What?
Yes, Juan.
I have some hesitation because I'm a big fan of exorcism. I love those kind of. But what tends to happen is I love the universe they bring, but I don't think it's well explored. Like the Insidious universe is a universe that I'm so in love with. I love the whole realm that has dark spirits. I love that, and I want to see what this universe is. Will I enjoy the film? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm open-minded.
It doesn't give me Exorcist vibes from the trailer. It gave me Babadook vibes. But yeah, I wasn't getting Exorcist vibes at all. How awesome was the Exorcist TV show?
Absolutely. You know what? I was just thinking about that when you were saying it. Absolutely phenomenal. Genuinely unsettling. Very, very creepy. Phenomenal.
So good to see Gina Davis and things again.
And Van Diamond.
Yeah.
Random English actor came out of nowhere. It's phenomenal.
He was brilliant,
absolutely phenomenal.
So generally we are apprehensive about this film, but it could surprise us.
Entertain me, please.
Yeah.
Now my phone off me getting out of this car.
After you.
Guarantee you'll break before I do.
That's right.
1-0.
Juan, do you want to start? Because I don't fucking know where to.
The summary is starts as in family suffers death, they start going nuts, and then shit goes down fast. And they get involved summoning souls. The Ouija?
What are you saying?
They basically want to fix their sorrows by playing the Ouija.
The Ouija.
The Ouija board.
I'm gonna have to stop. Oh man, that's amazing. But ultimately that is where it all went wrong in the film. So it began like with the grandmother's death, and the mother makes like little dollhouse things that are tableaus or recreations of moments in her life, which is really quite creepy at times. But I love the comparison. The film starts like it's almost theatrical. It becomes like a play. It was like it zoomed in on the dollhouse, and Gabriel Byrne came walking in. It was really well shot. So much of the first hour was shot like that. Everything looked like it was a scene in a doll's house. Just all the kind of wide shots that they took were was really beautifully staged, and it's really added to the psychological element.
The one creepy moment was within 10-15 minutes to the start of the film.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. That
so
genuinely put the hairs on the back of my neck up. I was like, oh, this might be good. And then pish.
Yeah,
so Gran's died. Everyone's reeling from it, or not, because it didn't seem like they liked her.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the film, something happens, and you think that the film's going to be about that rather than the grandmother's death. And then later on, we find something out about Mum, and then you think it's going to be about that. It looks like it's going down the mental health kind of route. And then Mum bumps into someone who introduces her to the Ouija. And then after that, it turns into every other horror film. It literally starts like, Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Remember halfway through that film, they meet the old lady knows what the thing is, she tells them, and then everything kicks off.
Yeah.
It was almost like they were literally just relying on that kind of trope, because that character has been in almost every horror film.
Yeah. But right at the start, you get a lot of really good exposition about the relationship with the grandmother and her past, and she goes off on a rant, and it's really beautifully done. Mm-hmm. And later on, she has this really visceral reaction to some events that happen in the film.
Yeah,
she's really good at that point.
They were really good actors, like the mom and the dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They
yeah.
acted very well.
I thought, wow, this film has actually really taken me by surprise, and it's not at all what I expected.
No,
and then the Ouija.
And then the Ouija. The Ouija destroyed everything. I mean, as far as, like you say, like we've all said, the performances in the first half were amazing. Second half, it feels like everyone just hammed it up. Me and this guy built a relationship through laughing at this film. It was so weirdly comical.
I was creased at like 2 points in particular. As soon as the granny's knickers came flying by in the background, and then there's at one point the son just overacts to fuck. He just turns to the mum and goes,
Literally just like that. It was, we are going to go into spoilers. We're going to spoil the terrible film for you.
turn it off if you don't want that.
Yeah. Gabriel Byrne, there's something in the attic, go and check out, and all you hear is, Jesus fuck! Like that. And then the other bit, my other bit, was when the lad's lying in his bed, wee sister appears, the medicine ball. Yeah. That was actually kind of cool.
That was a nice effect.
And then the next thing you know, there's a pair of hands come through the thingy, and his head's just getting shaken like that. Toni Collette's standing there, and she goes, "What's going on? What's going on?" He goes, "Mum, you were pulling my head." And I mean, I would blah like that, like full volume. Yeah. The guy sitting next to me's laughing his ass off, and then his pal started laughing, and then that went back up the row, and we're all laughing about it again.
This is a spoilers bit, isn't it?
Yes.
When the mom flies to the house, I just, oh my god, I had to laugh every time the dad spoke, because he just sounded like any sane person would sign in that situation.
Yeah, he was the one level-headed, balanced person in the whole family, and he was just caught up while his two family members were absolutely losing the plot.
The bit that got me was when he was carrying the bitch son in the car, and he stopped at a traffic light, and then he just broke down.
Yeah.
That to me was like, this is the one saving, because it just felt like real. And also the bit when mom's dreaming and she says, "I didn't want to have you. I tried to get rid of you."
That dream, you know what? You're absolutely right. That dream sequence, it was visceral. It was the group chat, the dining table, and that dream were Toni Collette's just crowning moments with that. She was epic in those scenes.
Definitely. I quite liked the light that they used to signal the possession, if you will.
I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I felt like it looked good, but I didn't know what it meant. That's all.
I feel the same. I thought it was a cool effect, but at first it seemed to be just your typical, what was that TV show? Yvette Fielding used to go in the house with the Scouser. The Scouser. You there, Sam? Sam, can you hear me, Sam? Hang on. I'm your ring of presents. I think it's Sam. But what was my point?
Don't know. The effect was like most
The effect, it was kind of like, you know, when they see the cameras and they're like, oh, it's an orb. No, it's not. It's a bit of light reflection.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like that. I thought it was just signifying that there was something going on. But then the next thing I know, it goes over Toni Collette and she goes, whoa, and gets possessed.
That was the only moment where it was actually distinct.
Yeah, where it was actually defined. The rest of the time it was just random bits, like you say.
I think I just liked it in terms of the actual...
The visual
of it, yeah.
It was pretty. It was a pretty effect, and it was... If you were doing the whole there's a presence effect, it was a very good way to do it, but it just wasn't defined as that, was it? So in summary, Papito?
It had potential, but it almost went for a safe way to go with the film, because the psychological is not something I see often, because it's probably difficult, but I thought they could have done it with the people they had, especially with the son, because I know he becomes a bitch, but it would have been cool if it was not him being a bitch, but his mind breaking down. That would have been a far more relatable thing, because it's like, oh, I get it, it's because he's basically breaking apart.
He's guilty,
all mommy and scared bullshit.
Yeah. Well, it was like the title Hereditary, right? The way it was going, it looked like Mum had mental issues, and they were going to be the crux of the movie. They were what the movie was going to rely on and fall back on. And it was maybe going to be see if Dad gets out the other end.
Yeah.
But then it turned into this weird story about a man with a creepy smile at a funeral, a nudist colony in the middle of the woods, and some random quote from a spiritualism book. It was just
about the nudists.
pish.
As you say, Juan, it can't be easy to write like a psychological horror. They always want the spiritual or the supernatural element in it there as well. So it must be really difficult to kind of follow that through and make it really, really good. But it's like they forgot halfway through that the creepiest movies are ones that you can really relate to, and the most unsettling things are always when things are like that, when they're uncanny, when you can see yourself in it, instead of just shocking you.
But that's what
there wasn't a lot of jump scares, at least. They did go for shocking imagery rather than just fall back on that. But
I mean, like, just to follow up what you just said there, like, you're saying it's like halfway through the film they forgot what is actually scary. It felt like halfway through the film they forgot the first half of the film. And like, I don't know.
Yeah, it just got a little ham-fisted, and overall just a little disappointing.
If there's anyone out there who genuinely has gone and seen that film, thinks it's one of the best horror films ever made, and has not seen A Quiet Place, please give that film a chance, because it'll blow Hereditary out of the water.
Even if critics are just saying that it's The Exorcist of our generation, as in terms of the impact it might have on people, no, it didn't have any impact on me whatsoever. It became tiresome, exhausting. I was just waiting for it to end, and I was like, by the time it did end, I was like, thank fuck for that.
I genuinely it's very disappointing.
Till next time, guys.
Keep it in the family. I've been trying all day. I can't. There's no closing line today.
No, there really isn't.
Don't have children.
Just don't have children.
Yeah, don't have children.
Don't have children, then kill them. Don't sacrifice your children to primordial gods. Life lesson for this video.
I don't want to even talk about it anymore. I'm done.
Yeah. Bye.
Have a wonderful week.
Have a wonderful
month. Depends. We'll see how long it takes them to edit this one.